Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 7 of our Colorado Rockies rebuild here on Out of the Park Baseball 26. Before we get started, I must give a special thanks to especially the Twitch audience, where episode 6, the previous episode, was my most watched stream ever on this channel. So, a special thank you for the people that tuned in both live and after the fact on the VOD. It's greatly appreciated. And I'm also almost averaging the path to being an affiliate on Twitch, which would be nice too. YouTube audience, also thank you. In terms of consistent views, I think this series is doing a bit better than my college football ongoing series. So appreciate that as well. If you missed the last episode, we got through the end of July and then the trade deadline. I'm not going to recap all of the moves, but if you are curious, one of the, I would say, bigger ones is we traded Kyle Farmer, who up until that point was one of, if not our most consistent hitter, had a 1.3 WAR. We trade him to the Diamondbacks, and against me, in the games I simmed through off stream, he hit 2 hits, 2 RBIs against me. So vengeance was his. We also moved 2 of our, I would say, certainly more veteran relievers. Tyler Kinley off to Cleveland, where he is currently doing very well for himself with a sub 1 whip. I hear that's pretty good. And Scott Alexander to the Yankees, where he too has a sub 1 whip. So maybe you just need to get these guys off of Coors Field for them to dominate. Austin Gomber also traded to the Royals. They have moved him to a relief role, which I think honestly isn't the worst idea in the world, granted that his stuff isn't great. And so far, he's doing pretty okay in long relief. So happy for them. I think in terms of the players we got in return, I am most excited, I would say, about Rorik Maltrud, who I think can become either pretty solid, organizational starter or a very, very good long reliever. The rest of the season, I plan on having him be a starter, just to see what he looks like in that role, and then maybe next season switch to relief. We also, I think the best trade was definitely the Kyle Farmer one, where we got Alec Thomas, who insofar in 16 starts currently has 16 hits, 10 RBIs, and an OPS of 789. So he's done very well, can play multiple positions. I think just, and if that was a 1-for-1 deal, it would be a win. But the fact that we also got starter Christian Mena, who could legitimately become like the fourth best starter for us next year, I think that is also very exciting. At the moment, I plan on Mena being one of my 2 September call ups when we get there, and I will potentially go to a 6-man rotation if needed. Um, in other news, we called up Owen Miller to be a sort of backup infielder for us, and so far he has made 6 starts, 8 hits, 4 RBIs, nothing too crazy, but his OPS is 900. I'll take that and like it. Hilariously, in those 9 starts, he has made, or excuse me, 6. He's made 3 starts at first, 1 at second, and 2 at third. So I'm putting him kind of everywhere. And in terms of unfortunate injury news, Kyle Freeland in the second inning of his second start in August picked up a season-ending hamstring injury. So Kyle Freeland, his season is done. If you'll recall, earlier in the year, he submitted a trade request because the team wasn't winning games and no one would take his contract. So my hope is after this season, we can try to trade him, retain a lot of his salary, and just go from there. Because realistically, I think Kyle Freeland is he's not going to be a quality pitcher for us. And I really don't want to just cut him and eat all of that money. So, in terms of how the games have gone in August, I think every series so far has been good, with one exception. We took 2 out of 3 from the Pirates, 2 out of 3 from the Blue Jays. Then we got swept by the Diamondbacks. Not great, including a 0-8 loss. We only took 1 out of 3 from the Cardinals, but they're doing pretty good this year. Then we avenged the previous series and took 3 out of 4 against the Diamondbacks. And in the moment, we're in the middle of a series against the Dodgers. We won game one 9-0, but lost the previous game 3-6. As Kyle Freeland is injured, I called up Gabriel Hughes to get his spot in the rotation. So far, he's made 2 starts. First one wasn't great against the Cardinals. 5 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, gave a homer, only 2 Ks. Not great, but his start against the Dodgers, very good. 6 shutout innings, 2 hits, 3 walks, and again, only 2 Ks. So he's not a strikeout guy, which gives me pause for his potential as a member of our rotation. He could be destined for a long reliever role, but there's only so many long relievers I can have. We already have 2 locked in for next season. Scott Randall is back in the rotation. I moved him there after giving him a little bit of long relief work, and so far he's been, about as we expect. John Means, who was acquired in the Kinley trade, so far early returns. He's done pretty good. He got shelled by the Diamondbacks a little bit, but he's essentially on a 2-month audition where if I think, he can be a worthwhile piece in the bullpen next year, I can extend him for dirt cheap. If I go to offer him extension now, he only wants 1.5 million. So that's where we're kind of at. And then final ad news: Angel Chivilli, who was called up to take Tyler or Scott Alexander's spot, has also been doing really well in 13 innings. He's only allowed 5 runs. He has, however, allowed 5 homers. So the 3.4 home runs per 9 is the ugliest stat in the world. But 1.12 whip, 216 BABIP. He's doing pretty well for himself. And the good news after the trade deadline is we're a much younger team. Outside of James Norwood and John Means, all of our relievers are under like 27, 26 years old. We have a pretty young rotation now, with the exception of Spencer Turnbull, who we did sign a 1-year extension for $4.5 million. So that's where we stand. My plan for today is we are going to end the season. We're going to sim more games than we play, do some September call-ups, move some guys in the lineup around, and see where we go from there. But first, let's play this game against the Dodgers, because Bobby Miller is set to face his old team. I do, however, have a very tired outfield right now. So let's see. Owen Miller can play left field a little bit, but if he's not bad at left field. So let's do that. Bouchard is going to move to right. Owen Miller is going to take left, which is not really a position I want to be in. Drew Romo sends his call up to replace Austin Nola, by the way. In 6 starts, he only has 2 runs, 3 hits. Not doing particularly well, but he's here for his defense and his personality more than his bat. So let us begin against the Dodgers. They have Darian Blanco, by the way. They also have Sam Hilliard, who we traded to the Dodgers. So far for them, he has done slightly better than for us. He already has 3 homers. So maybe Coors Field was somehow holding him back. And there's already runners on first and second out now. All right, we get Freddie Freeman to fly out. Try saying that 10 times fast. Double play ball to end the inning. Or just strike out Mookie Betts. I am perfectly fine with that. but the wild pitch scores. Blanco. Please don't walk Max Muncy. Bobby Miller did, in fact, walk Max Muncy, so now Will Smith is up with a full count, and he's hit. Oh, boy. There we go. He strikes out Michael Conforto. And we're out of there. Okay, that could have been a lot worse. See if we get anything going in the first. We do not. Owen Miller, though, is up with runners at first and second. Give me something, Owen. Owen Miller is also playing for a roster spot next year. I am on paper, I like the idea of keeping him because that means my two backup infielders would be Owen Miller, who I can play at first, second, third, and then either Ezekiel Tavar or Ryan Ritter, who can play short, back that up. So I think that's a pretty good backup outfield tandem, or infield rather. So I would like to keep that going if I could. Chris Bryant walks and the bases are loaded for Michael Toglia, who immediately strikes out. All right, Ryan McMahon, give me something. And he hits the bloop single into the outfield. I think the ball is a bit too shallow for that. Let's hold Estrada up and let Sean Bouchard take. And he harmlessly grounds out to third, though the animation says he's safe. Okay. I'm not going to question it. Uh-oh. And Sean Bouchard is hurt. Well, that's not good. Who's least tired? Thomas is at 78. Veen is at 76. All right. Alec Thomas is coming in to replace Bouchard. So now I have a tired guy in the outfield, which isn't great. Owen Miller hits it into the outfield. We're moving. We're shaking. I am not sending Ryan McMahon on that. And Hunter Goodman flies out to left to end the inning. Bouchard being injured isn't great. That probably means I'll have to call up Jordan Beck again, which isn't really where I want to be in my life, but that's fine. Okay, Bobby Miller's starting to set in a bit. He is on 82 pitches, so I'll have Victor Vodnik start warming up. All right, we get Freddie Freeman. I'll have him face Mookie. See if he can strike him out again. And he does not. Mookie gets the line drive to left. I think that will end the day for Bobby Miller. I'll visit the mound, though, just so Vodnik can be ready. All right, Vodnik's on to face Max Muncy. And he gets the double play ball. Well done, sir. All right. Bottom of the sixth, Alec Thomas up since coming in for Bouchard, and he Ks. But Owen Miller and Hunter Goodman get on base. And Tovar swings on a 3-0 pitch and hits into a double play. If Ritter weren't tired, I would sub him out on that, just on principle. All right, Vodnik's at 14 pitches. Let's get Anthony Molina warmed up. All right, Vodnik gets through the eighth clean. Molina is on for the save against the Dodgers. All right, gets Mookie to ground out. Gets Max Muncy to ground out. Can we go 3 for 3 on ground outs against Will Smith? Nope, he walked him. So that means Michael Conforto is the tying run, and he is also walked. Oh boy. All right, we're going to get Seth Romero warming up in case they tie it up and this goes to extras. Sam Hilliard, my old friend, and he hits the line drive into left field. That'll definitely score one run, will not score the second. Never mind, it scored none. Will Smith, you are the slowest player in existence. Tommy Edman, quick question. He is much worse against righties. All right, so Molina's going to face Tommy Edman. And he hits it deep to right, caught near the warning track. That'll do. We beat the Dodgers. That wasn't stressful at all. Molina allows a hit and 2 walks. But he gets the save all the same. We do not yet know Bouchard's injury, which is a little annoying. Man. All right, in that case, Owen Miller, congrats. You're our backup right fielder for this last game against the Dodgers. We lose it 3-4. Not great. Brenton Doyle has an error. I don't know how that's possible, but sure. Toglia got a home run. Yeah, Randall. I think wins and losses, are often not really indicative of a pitcher's talent, but it's just very consistent with Randall. He's going to give me 5 innings and give up probably about 3-4 runs. That's just kind of where we're at. Also, I don't love the idea that they pitched Vodnik on back-to-back days, but so be it. Bouchard, groin soreness, he's out 2 days. Okay. So, in that case, I think we might just roll with Owen Miller there. Actually, no. Let's have Veen back up right, Owen Miller back up left. That's the plan. Maybe succeed. All right, series against the Pirates with Turnbull up. Let's sim game 1. We drop it, and Owen Miller and Ronnie Garcia are both injured. Cool. Yeah, Turnbull got shelled. 6 runs, 6 hits, 3 killing me. Okay, so Owen Miller is out 2 to 3 weeks with a bone bruise, so that's easy 10-day IL. To replace him, do I want Amador? But, I mean, Amador really only gets me another second or shortstop sub, which I already have. So someone like Aaron Schunk, who I admit isn't the flashiest guy in the world, but he can play first, he can play third, so. All right, welcome to Colorado, my friend. Then Schunk can be back up first and back up third. Ryan McMahon is is he still tired after I sim? He is. Oi! And Ronnie Garcia is out with a torn UCL. Well, all right, Ronnie Garcia's season is over. And likely, I mean, do I bring him back? I don't know. I think that'll be one where I have to think a little bit on whether I want to keep Ronnie for one more year. In terms of bullpen replacements, it's not great. I mean, Jake Bird has been getting crushed in AAA this year. Lucas Gilbreth is the only one that has played in the majors at all this year. And he also hasn't been great. I think I'll go Lucas, operating under the assumption that he, like John Means, this is essentially a month tryout to see if he is worth keeping long term. So Ronnie Garcia out for the year, I think, is rough. I mean, he gave me 73 innings, 1.3 whip, little high for a reliever. 4 walks, only 7 Ks, 252 BAPIP isn't the end of the world. Yeah. I mean, he had a good July and a good August, but June he got shelled. So that kind of killed it, but I'll think on it. I'll flip a coin. Who knows? All right, let's sim game 2 against Pittsburgh with Gabriel Hughes on the mound. Oh, whoops. Says sim hits play. I should have played it. We lost 5-6 in extras. Halverson gives up 2 runs. Norwood gets hit with the loss. Not great. This is why I can't sim things, because my team loses so much. All right, let's play against Pitt in the finale. Ryan McMahon, you are not coming in. So just stay seated, sir. Yeah, let's play Bouchard in place of probably Zach Veen since he's getting a bit tired. So Doyle's hitting lead off. Alec Thomas goes to left, where he is much better. Bouchard takes right. And then let's have Ezekiel Tovar start in place of Ritter. Yeah. All right, everything else as is. And we have a very tired bullpen right now, so we need Sean Burke to go long. Brenton Doyle hits a lead-off home run. You love to see it. All right, let's see what Estrada got. He's got a strikeout is what he's got. Chris Bryant, who I said at the trade deadline, one of the benefits of trading Jose Abreu is it means we can give Chris Bryant more at bats. Because this year, even though he hasn't really been injured, I just haven't played him that much. Sean Burke gave up a couple runs. Come on, Bouchard. There we go. That ball is down. We're moving. We're up. The lead is ours. What a wonderful camera view, by the way. Oh, boy. Goodman grounds out. As does Aaron Schunk. But you know what? At least Aaron advanced the runner. Tovar Case, that's that. All right. Not where we really want to be. Sean Burke gets through the 4th clean. Alec Thomas runs at first and second. Gets the ball in the outfield. That should score 1. There we go. Estrada gets home. A little insurance run. Never hurt anybody. Bouchard walks. And Goodman grounds out, and that's that. But at least we get the 1 run back. That helps. Burke is at 69 pitches. He gave up a 3rd run. I think I'm probably going to start him in the 6th and then get a reliever ready. And Schunk pops out. Tovar hits it deep to left. That's gone. The power. Only his 5th home run of the season. If Tovar can hit homers consistently, I think we're in pretty good business. Really, Doyle? Henry Davis has thrown out 9 runners in 49 attempts. And he catches you? Killing me. Yeah, Strata K's, and that's that. All right. Let us get John Means warming up. And literally, Means is going to have to forgive me 2 innings. I mean, if Sean Burke can get through the sixth, I'll be a very happy man. He gets Nick Gonzalez swinging. Can he get Andrew McCutchen? Yes, he can. All right. Pretty good outing there from Sean Burke, all things considered. Let's get Means up and going. And I need 2 innings from him. I get my one. All right. Means gives me 2 innings. So Molina's coming on for the save. Estrada strikes out for the 3rd time today. Buddy, sir, I sign you to a contract extension, and this is how you reward me? He was playing for the contract, clearly. All right. Michael Taglia. We'll ground out. All right. 2-run lead going into the 9th. Very good from John Means. 2 clean innings. Molina on for the 9th. Tying run is at the plate and Spencer Horwitz. But nothing doing. He Ks him. We win the series finale against the Pirates. That'll do. Very nice. Doyle, Hunter Goodman, Tovar hit homers. Good day from the pitchers also. And we have a much needed off day, which will help our bullpen enormously. All right, save. All right, let me look at the lineup a little bit. So against righties, yeah, Doyle just. But the problem not playing Doyle is I really like having his speed and his defense. But yeah, he's just not hitting righties. So I think what we're going to do is against righties, Alec Thomas will play center field and hit 6th. John Bouchard will take right field and hit 7th. And then in terms of subs, part of me wants to start training Tovar to play second, just in case, but I don't think we need to. So Drew Romo will come in for Hunter Goodman, let's say every 4 games. Taglia as much as possible. Well, no, I lied. Chuck can just be every 5. McMahon as much as possible. And then Ritter and Tovar every 3. And that doesn't give me great subs here. I think I'll have Alec Thomas be the backup right fielder. And then if he needs to get pulled, Doyle can take it at center. And then Tovar in for Chris Bryant. Let's call it every 5 games. And then Doyle can be the pinch runner. Against lefties, yeah, I think we need to make some big adjustments here. So yeah, Bouchard sits. Doyle moves down to the 6th spot, I think. Give me his splits. I'm gonna have him hit 7th. And Alec Thomas can be in right field. And then third base, I mean, Ryan McMahon can't hit lefties at all this season. So I think either I have Estrada take left, Ritter moves to second, and Tovar hits. But I don't love the idea of taking one of my best defenders out of position. So, and Chuck, what's your rating against lefties? It is better than against righties. So at least until Owen Miller gets back, we're going to get a good look here at Aaron Schunk. So sub-wise, I got to be honest, I don't really want any of these guys hitting lefties unless someone's tired. That's just kind of where I'm at right now. Yeah, and then backup DH, I think we'll just have be Ritter, and then pinch runner can be Ritter also. So that's where I'm at in terms of lineups. Okay, Bobby Miller to face Houston. Let's sim game one. We drop it 1-5. Bobby Miller gives up 4 runs. Romero gives up another. Let's sim game two with Randall. We win it 8-2, which I like to see. Toglia got another homer, which is nice. Estrada 3-hit day. It's pretty good. Randall finally gets me a quality start. It is possible. And then Lucas is out. Well, it's only back stiffness, to be fair. So as long as it isn't thrown much in a week. But even then, it didn't impact throwing. So that part should be fine. Let's sim the final Astros game. I'll just sim the whole series. We win it 5-4. Chris Bryant 3 hits. What is his ratings in August so far? Worse than before, but much better than in May. Yeah, so far he's done really, really good. The power is just evaporated, though. I have noticed. Like, 7 of his 18 home runs came in the first month of the season. So his power is just diminishing exponentially at this point. But Turnbull doesn't do great, but he gets me 8 Ks. They pitched Lucas again for 1 out. Hate when they do that. And then Molina got another save. I think what's annoying about Molina is there was a stretch in July where he gave up 4 runs and only got 1 out. That nuked so many of his numbers. But we could have a potential, really good closer there. So let me save really quick. All right, so let's play game 1 against the Cubs. Then I'll sim the next 2. No one is tired. I think I want Drew Romo to hit against Matt Boyd, or do I want to roll the dice with like Ritter? I think I'm going to roll the dice with Ritter. So Goodman is going to go into catch. I'm going to keep him hitting 4th because I like that experiment. And then let's have Tovar DH. Ritter will take short. Let's try that and see what happens. All right, Gabriel Hughes is getting the start here at home. A clean first inning, and we got 2 runs already. Well, so did they. So there goes that. All right, Zach Veen. A harmless ground out to second. I think Zach Veen at this point, in terms of next year's roster, I think he's going to be on the roster. I'm not too sure he's going to have a starting job, especially because he is gone ice cold since he started really well in June. That could just be a sign of lack of AAA at bats. Maybe I should have given him more time down there, but at a certain point, I need to give guys like him and Jordan Beck as many at bats in the majors as possible just to see what they can do. Seiya Suzuki grounds out, but he advances the runner, which is bothersome. Let's see if we can get Kyle Tucker swinging. And we get him looking, not even swinging. That'll do. Here's a question. They have not signed Kyle Tucker to an extension. That could be something if we want to swing for the fences in free agency. We could go after Kyle Tucker, put him in right, Alec Thomas in left, probably keep Brenton Doyle at center at that point, and then Zach Veen and Sean Bouchard can fight for that swing outfield role. I like that. What I don't like is Hunter Goodman striking out again. All right, Gabriel's already at 50 pitches through 3 innings, so I doubt this is going to be a particularly long outing, but he gets through the fifth okay. Tovar pops out to the infield. Ezequiel Tovar has, without question, been the most disappointing player this season, and it really is annoying. I'm also annoyed that defensively, like, he's had as many errors as he has, given his ratings. That is something I really wish Out of Park Baseball would figure out. Come on, Estrada, earn that paycheck. And earn it, he does. Bloop single. I am not running on PCA. Are you out of your mind? I will, however, run on Carson Kelly. That particular part I have zero qualms with. Well, maybe I should have. Estrada gets gunned down by Carson. Man, he has not hit the ball well for them this year. A shame. All right, let's get John Means ready in case Hughes can't finish this sixth. And he does. Very nice outing from Hughes. Means gets through the seventh okay. Let's get Chivilli ready. Uh-oh. Hey, PCA, are you better against lefties or righties? You are horrendous against lefties. All right, John Means is going to face Crow Armstrong. Oh. Line drive into the left. That'll probably score them both. Yep, got them both. Well, our lead is evaporated into mist. Let's get Chivilli in there. They just stole third on you, Hunter. Have some self-respect. And with a righty also. Yeah. Great catch there from Doyle, but it's obviously enough to score. All right, we got to get some runs. We don't get them in the eighth. Dansby, Swanson, K's. I'm just going to leave Chivilli in. Really, there's no reason to pull him at this point. Yeah, Birdie grounds out. All right. Who do we got? We got, Shunk is just not hitting the ball well at all. Ryan McMahon come in against the righty and surprise me. He struck out on 3 pitches. Good talk. Ryan Ritter fouls out. And thus brings Ezequiel Tovar to the plate as our last out. And down he goes. All right. Disappointing loss to the Cubs. I think unfortunate. Means just got blown up there. Ruined Gabriel Hughes' quality start. Also doesn't help when you have 5 hits and 2 of those came from Goodman. So that is what it is. All right. Let us sim games 2 and 3 of the Cubs series. Ouch. We lose 1-5 in extras. Molina imploded. Gave up 2 hits, 3 earned runs, a walk, 2 Ks. Yeah, that'll knock his numbers back up. And again, Burke gives us an okay start. We can't do anything with it. All right, let's sim the last game against the Cubbies. Can we salvage anything from this series? Nope, we lost 3-9. Fair enough. Bobby Miller gave up a lot. Seth Romero got hit. Oh, Bobby, I really need you to pitch better, buddy. Okay. Roster expansion. First player development update. Anyone? Ooh, Zach Veen. His eye went up. His overall potential went up, which is good. Estrada's eye went down, which is a bit hurtful. Cole Carrig. His ratings went up a ton. That'll do. Defensive rate increase, speed increasing. Oh no, Warwick Maltrud went down. His velocity dipped too. Not great. Not great. All right, in terms of call ups, I think Luke is out for one more day. I think the question really becomes, do I want to see Mina or do I want to keep him in AAA? I think that's the question. I think Will Klein is definitely one of them. Um, he's been crushing it in AAA, and I need another reliever, I think, so that I don't, we don't get insanely tired in the summer. And then who has the best stamina out of all of them? Klein. I'll have Klein be able to pitch the seventh. All right, so that's one. I think I'm going to keep it these five starters. And in terms of the call up, part of me wants to call Jordan Beck back up. I called him up for a little bit in August. He didn't do great. It's either him or Yankel Fernandez. But the issue with Fernandez is he can only play right field, whereas Beck I can play in left and right and be okay. I think I'm going to call Jordan Beck back up. It also helps that he can. Yeah, his war is just bad. All right, so those are all two September call ups. I have no backup for Estrada right now. That's why he's so tired. Ritter can take it. Whoops. I had that for lefties, but not righties. So then I think at this point, Sean Bouchard's season as a starter is more or less done. I think at this point, I'm going to play the kids a little bit more. So I think Jordan Beck is going to take his spot in right field. And then Bouchard can be a backup lefty, left field and right field. Against Beck, though, I'll have Bouchard play every third game. So that'll be fine. And then Bouchard can be a backup lefty again, or backup left fielder against lefties. That's my plan. May it succeed. What series do we got in September? We got the Giants, day off, Padre. Oh boy. That's rough. All right, let's sim game one against the Giants. We win 3-0. We get job offers from every country in the World Baseball. I'm good. Thank you. All right, so we beat San Fran 3-0. Scott Randall, 7 shutout innings. Halverson gets the hold. Molina gets the save. Very good. Jordan Beck with a home run. Hello. Welcome back, sir. Let's play game 2 with Turnbull. Let's see what he's got. Anybody tired? Nobody's tired. No one is ice cold. I think we'll have Aaron Shunk hit for McMahon here and just slide everybody down one. And then Tovar can hit for Ritter. Everything else, as is. This is also one of the downsides of having Chris Bryant, sort of, because he can really only play DH. And so that takes away an opportunity for one of the other outfield guys or like Tovar to hit almost every day. But realistically, with his contract, I couldn't trade him. I tried. And he's at least being average to maybe slightly above average hitting wise. So not the end of the world to play him. He does get the walk here. Hey, Taglia gets it into the outfield. We have runners on scoring position. Chris Bryant, an ambitious man. He gets the third. This man, he runs like his speed is higher than what it is. Alec Thomas hits it deep, but not deep enough. All right, we get runners, but no threat really. Turnbull's pitching clean so far. Oh, Michael. I like a good sacrifice play. He's safe. The animation's lie to you, I tell you. All right, Alec, give me something, buddy. Bases loaded. There we go. Nice little line drive that skipped its way all the way to the wall. And it's a triple for Alec Thomas. That'll play. That'll play. Yes, let me look at the suites and the media members up there. And Beck gets the ball down, and that'll score Thomas. Okay. I mean, listen, if Beck, Thomas, and Veen all hit consistently, we have our outfield set for like 8 years. It's just getting them to hit consistently. Hunter Goodman keeps the ball rolling, and bases are loaded once again for Ezekiel Tovar, who strikes out looking. All right, Zach Veen. And the blooper to right field gets down. Oh, no, the error. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That is unfortunate. 5 errors in right field? That's impressively high. Estrada flies out to center to end the inning, but I mean, listen, I'm not going to complain about 6 runs and 10 hits. Not me. Oh, we're up here again. I should have had him run on Patrick Bailey and his like maxed out arm. That would have gone well. All right, Aaron Schunk, 2 for 2 so far on hits. Oh, not another error. At a certain point, you have to feel bad for him. I don't. But we're kind of getting to that point. Also, credit to Aaron Schunk. He's 3 for 3 today. Oh, it's an error. They didn't give him the hit. How dare they? He would have beat out the throw. Oh boy, we're still going. 8-0 lead now. I'm not saying Tovar has ended both of our scoring runs, but he has. I mean, at this point, since we're up 9-0, I am more comfortable giving Turnbull a pretty long leash so that we can save our bullpen for the Padres and Dodgers series coming up. All right. The bases have now been loaded with no outs for Aaron Schunk. And he hits it fly out to right field. That should be enough to score the runner. No. Toglia, what's the point of having your speed if you're not ambitious from time to time? We're already up 9-0. Like, when else are you just going to full send it? All right. That'll do. Oh, the throw didn't even get him? Jeez. All right. Bases loaded for Tovar once again. And he gets the full count walk. Okay. Thank you, Tovar. Veen K's. Estrada walks. That's 12. And Chris Bryant strikes out. All right. 100 strikeouts on the season. Listen. It's fine. All right. Let's have Lucas get warmed up. that's caught. We're fine. We're fine. Jung Hyo Lee, have you been better against righties or lefties? You've been better against the righties. All right. Lucas is coming in to face Jung Hyo Lee. And he walks. Oh boy. Patrick Bailey hits it all the way to the center field wall. The Giants have their first runners, but Bailey was ambitious and gets tagged out at third, but they got both runs. One of those is going to be charged to Turnbull, which I feel a little bit bad for keeping him in, but there's no throw. Fair enough, Hunter. Here we go. Helio Ramos lines out. Okay. Nothing in the seventh. However, the Giants get another error. Crazy. All right. Lucas gets me a clean eighth. We get 3 more runs. All right, James Norwood. If you can't handle a 13-run lead, so help me. I'm not taking him out. There we go. He strikes out Casey Schmidt. All right, we beat the Giants 15. That's a 1 and a 5 to 2. Jeez, 5 different players at 3 hits. Tovar's the only guy that goes hitless. Pretty good day from the pitchers overall. All right, let's sim last game against the Giants. We win it 5-1. Doyle with a pair of hits. Estrada Bouchard with 3 hits and a homer. All right. You know, he's like, don't count me out just yet. I mean, hey, having too many outfielders that are hitting is a good problem to have. Gabriel Hughes, another good outing. All right. Halverson gets his 3rd save. Remember when he was my original closer? Yep. That was a decision I made. All right. I think for this series against the Padres, I'm going to play game 1, sim the next 2 because I want to see Dylan Cease. Let's see here. Is there anyone out there that I want? Is anyone like not doing too hot recently and or just dead tired? Cogley's doing okay. Goodman's at 97. Let's rest him and then have Drew Romo hit here. Yoink. Just slide everybody down. Let's have Doyle hit for Alec Thomas. I'm going to have Doyle lead off and drop Zach Veen down the order a little bit. And then Tovar can take short. And we'll have Jordan Beck. Do I want him to DH or do I want Bouchard? I want Bouchard to DH. Beck can hit right field. All right, let's see what we got. A clean first. Ooh. Come on, Bouchard. I believe in you. All right, Bouchard walks. Bases are loaded for Zach Veen. Let's go, big man. And the line drive gets down into right. From the board. Thank you. There we go. All right, we get 2. Come on, Tovar. Keep the party rolling. The amount of times this man has struck out with runners on scoring position is genuinely impressive. All right, Sean Burke, clean through 2. You like to see it. Ryan McMahon flies out to right. There goes that. All right, clean 3rd for Sean. clean fourth. Uh-oh. All right, the wheels might fall off here in the fifth. Don't walk the bases loaded. Oh boy. You can get Sergio Alcantara. He walked him. Oh boy. Who's up now? Oh good, Manny Machado. Let's have him face Manny. Well, the quality start, it was going. It has since evaporated into mist. Dang. All right. Well, Sean, it was a good outing till it wasn't. Vodnik's coming in to face. Throw it home, coward. Did he get it? Did he get it? Safe. Made the throw home and didn't even get Austin Meadows at first. Also, Austin Meadows. Hi, buddy. Former Tigers legend. He's doing pretty good for them. I debated signing him at the beginning of the series. There we go. Tatis Jr. pops out. He's going to make it, isn't he? Yep. Oh, boy. Padres get 5. And we get Bogart swinging. All right. Well, that went about as poorly as you can draw it up. I'm just already going to get Will Klein ready in case, yep, in finishing my sentence, in case Vodnik gets hit. And he has. Will Klein, welcome to the majors. And immediately forces a double play. His roster spot for next year is guaranteed, for all I'm concerned. That's over. Yeah, all right. Padres get the 6th run. And Meadows walks. All right, so maybe we'll pump the brakes on Will Klein's roster spot a little bit. But he gets Jackson Merrill to fly out. All right. We're going to need the bats to do a little bit more work. They do not. All right, I'm going to have probably Romero warm up, and then if Will Klein gets in danger, I'll just bring him in to finish. They quit stealing third on my catchers. It feels insulting. As he walks in. Hey Jason Hayward, how are you? Are you doing better or worse against lefties? You are doing worse against lefties. So let's bring in Seth Romero to face Jason Hayward, try to get him in double play. Or strike him out. I mean, listen, never going to complain about that. Elias Diaz flies out to center. Cool. All right, and then hopefully I can just get Romero to pitch the rest of the game. That's my hope, at least. We have a runner in scoring position. Is it my birthday? No, because Jordan Beck struck out immediately. Hey, Doyle gets the ball in the outfield, though. That will score 1 run. The Padres closer thanks me because it's now a save situation. All right, Doyle, I'm going to need you to steal second here, please. With maybe a better lead than that. Man. All right, Diaz gets him. Thought we could beat the 60 run, but or arm, but I guess not. All right, Romero gets me a clean 8th, but he is on 25 pitches, so I'm going to get Norwood ready to take the 9th if needed. It is not needed. Oh, Zach Veen's solo home run. Let's have Norwood sit down and get Molina going just in case we tie it up, on the off chance. Tovar gets the first. The tying run is at the plate now. Juromo, I got bad news, buddy. We're gonna have Goodman pinch hit here. And Goodman hits it to right field. That ball is gone. Gone? He says when it hits the wall. I'm doing great. All right, that scores one. And Goodman gets to third. Tying run is at third at the moment. That's pretty good. Hashtag analysis. Jordan Beck, I have similar bad news for you, as Alec Thomas is going to come in to pinch hit against Estrada. Literally one of the worst things that could have happened. Pop up to the infield. Doyle will stay in the face. Doyle walks. So, do I try running Doyle again to take away the double play, or do I just let Estrada hit? Let's let Estrada hit. If it gets in the outfield, we win the game. Or we tie it up, rather. Estrada hits it to third. They go for home, and they get Goodman. Bang. All right, McMahon, time to be the shining hero. And he hits it deep to left field, but not deep enough. We lose 6-5. The rally falls short. Bang. Yeah, is what it is. I think, credit, we made it close there for a little bit, but I think having Hunter Goodman on third with no outs and not being able to bring him home safely is about as bad a result as you're going to get. All right, so let's sim game 2 of the Padres series with Bobby Miller. We lose it 2-3. Not great. Jordan Beck was caught stealing. Molina gave up the solo homer in the ninth. That's disappointing. What's McMahon's injury? Strained oblique for a week. When does Owen Miller get back? 2 days. In that case, let's just place him on the 10-day IL, and then we're going to be down a third baseman for like 1 day, and then Owen Miller can come back and help that out. So, yeah, Aaron Shung can just play this third game here. Scott Randall, you got this. He didn't have this. Yeah, gave up 2 runs. Our offense just died. Man, disappointing to get swept by the Padres there, especially with how game 1 looked. Okay. So Owen Miller is back. As far as what do I want to do about third base right now? I think I just give Owen Miller third base and see what he can do for a little bit. I am going to move then Alec Thomas to hit fifth. And then Shunk against lefties. Hasn't been doing great, but he only has 8 plate appearances, so I'll keep him in there against lefties. All right, let us sim game 1 of the Dodgers series with Turnbull at the mound. We lose it 7-8. Man. I love that the AI kept Turnbull in. Yeah, they kept him in. He exploded in the 8th. Halverson then came in to save it. Gave up 2 home runs. Fair enough. Fair enough. Also, the idea that Sean Bouchard came in to play catcher is kind of hilarious. Romo influences throwing. Well, in a catcher, I kind of need that. However, he's not hitting the ball particularly well, so he too shall go on the IL. And Austin Nola, welcome back. Daniel Cope can go back to AAA. All right, yeah. We're getting injured left and right now. So then, Nola, how'd you do against lefties this year? Not good. So in that case, Hunter Goodman will go back to catching. And I think at this point, yeah, let's have Tovar DH. Ryan Ritter can take short. What has been Ritter's most successful placement in the lineup since I've thrown him everywhere? Sixth or seventh. All right, so Ritter is going to hit sixth. So Thomas will hit four, Doyle five. Tovar, I'm going to move up to seven and drop Shunk down. I think that's my move at the moment. Let me get these guys all backed up here. He removed Ritter. Don't know why. I was like, I'm missing somebody. Who am I missing? All right. Lefties are set again. All right. Draft pick signing day is today. We have already signed all of our draft picks. So that is done and dusted. Let us play. Game 3 against the Dodgers is against Rockies. So that should be fun. Zach Fiend, you can stay. Estrada is hot, which we love to see. He's also tired, so he's going to need to rest. Next game, let's sit Toglia for a second. Owen Miller can take first. Let's give Aaron Shunk some action at third. And then Goodman can hit fifth. Bouchard can stay in right because he is hot at the moment. So Doyle and Beck are going to sit, as will Tovar. I'm fine with that. All right. Clearly, we got this against Roki. Never. Oh, boy. Runners on first and third, no outs. I'm just going to hit the half inning sim button and hope for the best. All right. They scored both runners. Fair enough. See if we can get some back. Goodman case, but Ritter walks. Those clouds look quite ominous, if I do say. Bouchard gets the blooper down. That'll score a run. We're on the board. Aaron Shunk gets the ball down in right field. And that scores a second. We're tied up. Look at Aaron Shunk. Look at him go. And Zach Veen infield pop up. Fair enough. Well, we got the runs back. Now we just need Gabriel Hughes to lock in. All right, scoreless second. Oh boy. This might be a bullpen day. Cowser gets in the outfield. Yeah. The Dodgers having Colton Cowser seems a bit unfair, in my humble opinion. Just saying. Sam Hillard also, I need you to chill. Please don't walk Max Muncy. He didn't. We get the double play, which is about a good result there as we're going to hope for. So they get one runner. And Dalton rushing flies out. Okay, bases loaded, no outs. And the Dodgers only get one run. I call that a win for us. Owen Miller now strikes out for the second time today. And Bouchard grounds out. All right. So Gabriel's at 66 pitches. I think I'll see if he can finish the fourth against Darian Blanco, and then I'll pull him. Ah. Nope. That ball almost gets to the wall. So they get another run. I really don't want to use a lot of bullpen guys, but I think it's just kind of where we're at. Let's have John Means get ready to go. All right. Nice strikeout to end the inning. Not the end of the world. All right, if I can get 2 innings from John Means, I'll be happy. I might not get 2. He has walked the bases loaded. Hey, Will, I'm going to need you to come in and bail Means out again. All right, Edmund K's. Darian, they're even better against lefties or righties. Remind me, you've been terrible against lefties. So Means will face Blanco, and then I'll probably pull him. All right, he gets Blanco to K. Same question to you, Haesung Kim. You've also been worse against lefties. All right, Norwood, I know you're on 43 pitchers. Give me something. Ah, it gets over the head. That'll probably clear the bases. And it does. Man. That's 3. I mean, he did well against the Cubs the second time, but he exploded against the Cubs the first time around. Just gave up a ton of runs here, so not looking great, but Goodman throws out the runner. That's what you get for trying to steal third. Obnoxious behavior. Will, please. Nice infield pop up there. Yeah, all right. Let's say, listen, I'm fine if all outs are just going to be infield flies. I'm okay with that. I'm more than happy with that. Nope. Dalton rushing hits it deep, and that hits the wall. Dodgers are going to get an 8th run. Let's get, who do I want? Angel? Now let's get Norwood. Vengeance against his former team in the 8th. Nothing. Our offense is just hit a brick wall. Norwood gets a clean inning. We're going to have, let's have Beck. Actually, no, I lied. Let's have Tovar pinch hit for Chris Bryant here. See if he can get the lefty. He does not. Let's have Beck pinch hit for Alec Thomas here. See if he can get Garrett Clevenger. Nope. All right, Hunter Goodman, you're my only hope. And 3 straight Ks, that'll do. Yeah, I mean, there's the gap, between a team like the Dodgers that right now have 90 wins and us. So Gabriel Hughes, I think, didn't do that great. John Means got blown up. Klein gave up a run. No one really showered themselves in glory that game. And we are eliminated for the playoffs, and I believe we are the first team eliminated. No, the Angels were eliminated before us. Cool. Oh, and the Nationals. Okay, I guess I just didn't get the emails for that. But hey, we were the 4th team eliminated from the playoffs. Could be worse. Don't ask me how. All right, let's sim the last game against the Dodgers in the series. We lose that one too. So we get swept by the Padres and the Dodgers in back-to-back series. Let's sim game one against the Padres. We lose that to 5-6. This is why I just can't sim because we lose everything. Vodnik got blown to smithereens there. 4 hits, 3 runs, a walk. Come on, son. Let's play game two. We're going up against a righty and Mr. Keene. I think let's give Zach Veen a rest. Move Alec Thomas to left. Brenton Doyle can hit center. Estrada will hit. Yeah, I think Toglia there is fine. Fine. Owen Miller's fine. Bouchard is hot, which is nice. And then Ezekiel, I just, give me something. Give me something. I would like to win a game of baseball sometime this millennium. Ryan Ritter? I was about to say don't swing, but we got the run. We got one. We got first blood. That'll do. All right. Well, 2 sack grounders. We're on the board. And Estrada keeps it going. Look at my favorite second baseman. Taglio walks the base. All right. And Goodman flies out to left. There goes that. But you know what? We got 2 runs. Will that be enough? Will Scott Randall pitch a gem? I would not be opposed to this. Dang. Tovar flew out. Disappointing. All right, Randall gave up a solo homer. Okay, he got through the 5th okay. This is usually when the wheels fall off, when he gets to that 6th inning. But first we have Alec Thomas, who will hit a solo homer of his own. Or, alternatively, he will ground out. All right, Owen Miller, justify your roster spot. He is not. All right. So, even though he's only on 68 pitches, this is when the wheels typically fall off for Scott. So, I'm going to get Angel ready to take over. And he has walked Austin Meadows and injured Austin Meadows. Ugh. Merrill gets the ball through. Yep, the wheels have come off. Let's get Angel to face Fernando Tatis Jr. They run on Goodman again. Rude. And he walks. All right. Throw it home. Good man. Double play? No. Okay. That was ambitious. But we get the runner at home. Xander Bogaerts walks. So much for getting the runner at home. The end result would have been the same either way. And Jason Hayward flies out to right, but that'll definitely score the runner. So the Padres tie it up. Let's get Lucas ready to roll. All right. Well, Padres get 2. I think both of those are charged to... Yeah, they're all charged to Randall. That's disappointing. Nothing for us in the 7th. Lucas gets a clean 7th. We like to see that. Ooh! Runners on first and second. No outs for Toglia. And please get down. That gets down. Thank you, sir. One run will score. The lead is ours. Now let's keep it rolling. More insurance runs, please. Hunter Goodman now hits it to right field. See, this is why I can't sim games, because we lose like every game I sim. But the ones we play, we have a chance. Get another run now, Alec Thomas. I don't know if that sack flies deep enough. It was not, for those keeping track at home. And Owen Miller grounds out first. Not great from our 5 and 6 hitters there. But Bouchard cleans it up, hits it right up the middle. That scores the third run of the inning. Thank you. And the fourth. I didn't think Goodman would make it there. All right, Tovar, I'm sorry. Sit down for a second so Chris Bryant can face the righty. And he is thrown out. All right. He might have beaten the throw if he had more speed. Rude. Only put like that. All right, Lucas pitches a clean eighth. I'm going to get Molina ready to pitch the ninth. Even though it's not a save situation, I'd like to get him some more innings. He pitches a clean. All right, we beat the Padres 7-3 off of a beautiful eighth inning run. Well done to the lads. That'll do. All right, let's sim games against Scherzer. We lose 3-9. And the finale, we lose 2-5. I just can't sim games. Like, that's what I've determined. We just lose when I sim. And it is a shame. All right. Let us play Sean Burke's game against the Marlins in the series opener. So Zach Veen and Owen Miller are both cold. So Shunk is going to go in for Miller. Alec Thomas is going to move to left. Brenton Doyle is going to hit center. Let's give Austin Nola the game in place of Goodman. And Tovar can hit for Ritter. Let's rock and roll. And already Doyle hits a leadoff double. You love to see it. And then Estrada gets the ball in the infield, and we're up 1-0. It's the simple things in life, people. The simple things. All right, Togler, bring him home. And bring him home he does. That should be extra bases. Does he have the wheels? He does. Cool. All right. Up 2-0. Thomas Kays. As does Aaron Schunk. All right. Well, we get 2 runs to open. Never going to complain about that. Can it be more? Mr. Tovar? No. The answer is no. Brenton Doyle strikes out also. Not great. Oh, and Otto Lopez hits it deep, and that's gone. The Marlins have the lead. Not Sean Burke's best outing. But we get 5 runs in the third. The magic of the half-inning sim. I'm surprised the Marlins still have Brandon Belt. I figure he would have been an obvious trade candidate for them, but I'm not going to ask questions. Maybe I should, but I won't. Two straight Ks to end the jam. Thank you, Sean. A clean fifth. Let's bring on Romero for the seventh. Pretty good outing from Sean, with exception of that um, two-run homer from Otto Lopez. I know he only pitched one inning, but I want Norwood to get the eighth. Norwood to get the eighth, and then Klein to get the ninth. Uh-oh. Could have trouble. Nice liner back to the pitcher. And he walks, the bases loaded. Suddenly, this is looking dicey. I'm going to get Anthony Molina ready. And Klein gives up the bomb that hits the wall. Brenton Doyle just freezes in the outfield. Well, suddenly, it's a much closer game than expected. Anthony Molina, come on in. That's fine. Just get the runner at first. All right. Well, it is now a save situation for Molina. Good thing I brought him in. And he gets Otto Lopez swinging. Rough there from Will Klein. Only got one out. Gave up one hit, three walks, three earned runs. Not good from him. Really good day from our offense, though. Austin Nola, three hits, two runs, and an RBI. That'll play. All right. Ryan McMahon is eligible to come off the IL. Yeah, I think we're going to send Aaron Shunk back down to AAA. And then McMahon, how has McMahon done against righties specifically? He hasn't been great. How's he done against lefties? He's somehow been even worse. So I think I'll have McMahon hit for Owen Miller against righties. Lefties, though, let's keep Owen there hitting 9. I think that's a pretty simple exchange there. All right, so we take that game. I'm going to play the second and sim the finale. So McMahon's going to be back. Jordan Beck in right is fine. Let's give Alec Thomas a day off and give Bouchard some action, which means I need somebody to play center field. Let's have Beck play center. It's not the best situation, but so be it. Toglia can hit. Chris Bryant can hit. Everything else is fine. All right, let's rock. So this is Jordan Beck in center. Not my ideal outcome, but should be okay. He does have a pretty good arm, which should help. Come on, Zach. And over the top of Derek Hill, former Tiger. There we go. We're on the board. Tied up. All right, Estrada, bring him home. Well, he advanced the run. So he did a half measure. So he tells me Chris Bryant is not beating out that throw. Yeah. I think I'm interested to see what Chris Bryant's numbers look like at the end of the season, especially with how much I'm playing him in September versus the previous months. But I really need that power to come back. Bobby Miller escapes the jam with a nice little line out to center. Thank you, Jordan. All right, struck out Otto Lopez. Let's see if he can get Sanchez also. He does. Cool. All right, 5 clean innings from Bobby, and I'm going to be honest, that's all I'm going to give him. And we're going to get Lucas warmed up to take the 6th. I think with Bobby and with Sean Burke also, 5 innings might literally just be the limit, which is not great for a starter. It must be said. John Bouchard hits it deep to center, but not deep enough. We're tied up still at 1. All right, Lucas is at 13 pitches. Let's get Halverson ready. Don't walk Hechavarria. He did. I specifically requested not to walk him. Xavier Edwards, how are you against lefties? Better than righties, I would say, in terms of OPS. So Halverson's going to come in. I don't think Lucas is going to be long for this team. If I had to make that just statement now, I don't think we're going to bring him back. We have so many arbitration decisions. It's not going to be funny. Double play from Halverson. Get in. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. All right. Can we get any runners in the 7th? No, we cannot. Let's get Molina ready to roll. I lied. Molina can sit. And then let's see if we can get any runners or not. Veen K's. Estrada gets it over the head, and that's a ground rule double. Okay. Okay. We are starting to get somewhere. Now, Owen Miller has done really well against lefties, but it's a sample size of 7 at bats. You know what? Let's roll the dice. Owen Miller to pinch hit for Chris Bryant. And he hits it deep. Back. Gone. I'm a genius. Never a doubt. Pinch hit, 2-run homer from Owen Miller. Thank you, sir. Hey, Molina, you know how I told you to sit down? Get warming up again. Wow. Okay. That'll play. Taglia strikes out. And Bouchard grounds out. All right. But hey, we get the 2 runs thanks to Owen Miller, and then Anthony Molina on for the save, which does look in jeopardy as with 2 outs, there's runners on first and second. You got this, Molina. Get him. Okay, well, the ball is stopped by McMahon, but they get the run. 3-2 now. I'm leaving him in to face Jesus Sanchez. And he K's a ball game. Beat the Marlins 3-2. Very nice. A pinch hit 2-run homer from Owen Miller. That'll do. That'll do. Very good from Halverson today also. That was definitely needed. Let's sim game 3 against the Marlins. Oh, we lose. What a surprise. I'm never simming ever again. Oh, God. Will Klein. I mean, no one pitched well, but Will Klein, 1 out, 3 hits, 4 earned runs. He's not ready. He's. Oh, boy. All right. That is what it is. Yeah, that's disappointing. All right. Well, we lose 9-10. Romo is eligible to come in. I am, however, just going to give Nola the start in this game 1 against the Angels. And yeah, Estrada's out, so Ritter can take second. Although Ritter hasn't been great. I think in all actuality, Owen Miller I'm gonna have hit second base. That kind of leaves Ritter out in the cold, but honestly, I'm okay with that. And yeah, those are the subs. Spencer Turnbull pitching against the Angels. Let's see if we can get something going here. Ryan McMahon. And he hits it deep to right field. God, 3-run homer for Mr. McMahon. 17 home runs on the year. I don't think he'll get his past numbers of like 20 and 23, but hey, 2 homers in 2 games. Not a bad spread there. Alec Thomas tries to get on the action, but he's short. Turnbull, please. All right, they get one back. And Turnbull got shelled. He gave up 6 runs in the third. I mean, I'm going to keep him in. See if he can get through the fourth. All right, he got through the fourth. Let's bring Vodnik in. So disappointing, Turnbull. All right, Vodnik gets a clean inning. And he immediately gives up a solo homer. I'm just never speaking ever again. I think that's the secret. Angel gives up a solo homer. Guys, you're killing me. Don't think we have the power to come back from this one, but we'll see. Beck flies out. All right, I'm going to bring Romero in for the 8th and for the 9th. Really? Don't do this to me. All right, he gets Nicky Lopez swinging. Zach Neto flies out to a diving Alec Thomas. And that ball is gone. Joe Adele, 3-run homer. 11 runs now for the Angels. That should score 1. It does not. Oh, because it's Chris Bryant. I should have clocked that and subbed him out. And Ryan McMahon flies out of the same. I should have clocked that it was Chris Bryant at first. That's my mistake. All right, Scott, you're on or Seth, you're on 26 pitches. Can you please get through the 9th? I understand he's fatigued. I also really need him to get Zach Neto here. And he does. All right. Okay, so we're going to bring in Doyle for Alec Thomas here against the righty. No dice, he Ks. Tovar also grounds out, but now, because I misclicked, we have Austin Nola at third, Jordan Beck at second, and Zach Veen at home plate, where he hits the line drive into left. That's 2. That's 2 runs. All right, 11-5 now. I am going to play. I'm going to pinch hit Ryan Ritter here for Owen Miller. And Ritter hits the ball into the outfield. Will that be enough to score Jordan Beck? No, or excuse me, Zach Veen. I always get them mixed up. Do I want Chris Bryant against the lefty? Yeah, let's let him face. Will he swing on the 3-1 pitch? No. Cool. All right, let's have Bouchard pinch run for Chris Bryant, just for the speed. Taglia walks. So now it's 6. Could we pull off the greatest comeback in the history of sport? Ryan McMahon hits it softly to first. Throw is made. That's your ball game. All right. We got a couple runs in the ninth to make it close, but Turnbull giving up 6 runs in an inning is not great. So, all right. Nola is going to get waived and DFA'd again. And Drew Romo will come back. I think at this point, we're just going to give Hunter Goodman the lion's share of the reps the rest of the way through instead of having Romo hit lefties occasionally. So, all right, 2 more games against the Angels. Let's sim game 2. We win it 7-4. Chris Bryant, 4 hits. Toglia gets a homer. Alec Thomas gets 3 hits. Okay. Hughes, not great. Ryan McMahon having 9 errors on a season is actually hilarious. Killing me, Smalls. No, to be fair, I guess he had 15 then. Perhaps I'm too harsh. Nah. All right, let's sim game 3. And we lose it 1-3 in 10 as Molina gets his 4th blown save. Man, killing me. Nothing from our offense, though. Like, only 5 hits the whole game. Not much there. All right, let's save. We are now 30 games under 500 by the bye. And if you're keeping track at home, we are on pace to have a better win percentage in 2023 and 2024, but a much worse than the years prior to that. Yeah, September is not been our month. All right, let's play game 1 against Seattle, and then I'm going to sim the rest of the 2, and then we'll see how things shake out. Do I want to sub anybody out? I think let's have Owen Miller hit for Taglia. Then I'm going to have Goodman hit all the way up at 4th. See if that gets anything shaken. McMahon can hit. Let's have Doyle hit lead off and drop Veen to 6. Everybody else is fine. Let's roll. Against Logan Gilbert and his 218 strikeouts on the year. Fair enough. So far, very boring game of baseball. Oh, we have action. What is this camera view, Seattle? What have you done? Can we get any runners in scoring position? Answer, no. Man grounds out. Zach Veen flies out to left. I hate this camera view. Why would anyone ever do a Seattle Mariners series when this is the camera angle you're stuck with? I ask you. Jordan Beck goes down. Uh-oh. The wheels might fall off Bobby Miller, but he gets a Rosarena looking. Come on, get Luke Raleigh, get Luke Raleigh, get Luke Raleigh. Grounded to second, got it. Clean 5 innings from Bobby. Let us now have John Means come in to pitch the 6th. Owen Miller and Tovar both strike out. Doyle grounds out. On the rare day that Bobby Miller pitches like an ace, we get 2 hits. We'll bring in the lefty to face Julio Rodriguez and co. It's not looking great for John, I'm going to be honest. And it just got worse as the Mariners get their first run in. John. Double play ball, maybe. Nah, Dylan Moore's too quick. All right, we got one. Let's see if we can get Mickey Moniak, our former outfielder for like 2 weeks. Nope, Moniak pops out. How has Mickey Moniak been for the Mariners? Wow, they've given him 45 starts. Okay, so they've just given him the left field job, which fair enough. He's got .3 WAR. He's got 7 homers. That's crazy. Nothing for our offense in the 7th either. As we'll bring Lucas on for the 7th. Ooh, we have a runner. I'm going to have Toglia pinch hit here for Owen Miller. And a grounder to second. Nothing there. All right. So Toglia goes to first. Lucas, by the way, got 3 outs on 6 pitches. This inning will not be as clean. Oh, boy. Yep. Yeah, combination of probably our worst offensive day, maybe all season, with only 2 hits through 8 innings, and not great from our bullpen. I'm just going to bring in James Norwood and hit the old half-inning button. All right, we stopped him there. All right, Brenton Doyle, give me something, buddy. Doyle K's. 3 strikeouts today. Not great. Not great. I mean, somebody I talked about earlier in the season with Doyle, I don't care about his bat that much because he's so quick and he's one of the best, defensive center fielders. Let's have Sean Bouchard pinch hit here. However, if he could do a little better than 3 strikeouts and 3 at-bats, that'd be great. Bouchard K's also, so that's that. We dropped game 1 3-0. Our only hits, McMahon and Tovar. But Bobby Miller pitched really well. Means and Lucas, not so much. Let's sim game 2. We lose that one also 2-3. Scott Randall pitches okay, but again, where has our offense gone? Can anyone find it? There we go. We win the series finale 5-1. Estrada gets a pair of runs and a homer. Chris Bryant 3 hits and a homer. That'll play. Turnbull nearly pitches complete 9 innings. But they brought in Halverson for 2 outs. Fair enough. All right, a handful of AA players are retiring. Carl Kaufman retires, as does AJ Lewis. All right, series and season finale against the San Francisco Giants. At best, we finished 67-95. At worst, 64-98. So Gabriel Hughes, Sean Burke, and Bobby Miller will get the last 3 starts of the season. I'm going to play game 1 against Robbie Ray and then figure the rest out here. So Chris Bryant is hot. I feel like he should play. I think I'm going to sit Ritter. Tovar can take short. Has Chris Bryant had a big difference hitting 3rd or 4th? He has been so much better hitting 3rd. Okay. So in that case, Chris Bryant hits 3rd. Zach Veen is still ice cold. So I'm going to give him the day off. Move Thomas to left. Let's have Jordan Beck hit. He's been doing a little bit better as of late. And then Ryan McMahon can hit instead of Owen Miller. Has Drew Romo hit since he returned? No, not really. Well, your time is now. We'll give Goodman a rest, and then Goodman can take the last 2 games. All right. Here we go. Final series with a beautiful sunset in the background. Should I just do a Giants run just so I can see it? Oh, it's immediately pitch black after like 2 innings. How could you do this to me, game? There we go. Runners on first and second for Estrada. Strikes out. Chris Bryant, my boy. Chris Bryant, my boy. And the ball gets down and left. All the runners move. Bases loaded, 1 out from Michael Toglia. Let's go. And he Ks. Alec Thomas also Ks. Man, very disappointing that. All right, Gabriel Hughes is still pitching okay. Things might get ugly here, though, as he walks Casey Schmidt. Let us get Romero ready to rock. Okay. Got the bunt attempt there. I'll have Gabriel face Willie Adames. Double play, double play, double play. Or straight to first. That's fine, too. Lamont Wade Jr. You have been so much worse against lefties. Seth Romero will come in to face Lamont Wade Jr. And he walked him. Not a great start. But he gets Heliot Ramos. Whew, we get out of that jam. That was terrifying. And damn. All right, Romero gives up another run. 2-all. Let's bring in Vodnik for the 7th. Vodnik gives up a solo homer to Casey Schmidt, and he gives up another run. 4-2. Vodnik, you are picking a horrendous time to just crater. Norwood gets us a clean 8th. All right, we need to get 2 runs. Let's go. Chris Bryant is hit, which is just rude. We are going to have Zach Veen to pinch run for Chris. I'm not going to run on Patrick Bailey. That's just for if I need him to go like first to third or second to home. Toglia K's. Let's have Alec Thomas face. And he grounds in to a fielder's choice. Jordan Beck, I will pinch hit for. Skip Bouchard in there. And he Ks. All right. We lose game 1. Really good game from Gabriel Hughes, although, again, he only went 4 2/3. But Romero gave up a homer, as did Vodnik, and that's kind of that. But again, offensively, we only got 4 hits, 2 runs. Like, it's not going to be enough to win you those games. All right, Nola is down to AAA. I believe their season is over, so I doubt he plays. Let's play game 2 with Sean Burke on the mound. Who do I want to give at bats for? I mean, Chris Bryant is still hot, so at this point, he's just going to keep playing until the wheels fall off. Which, to be fair, they might fall off very soon. Let's have Estrada sit. Owen Miller can take second base. Toglia at first. Bouchard at right. Yeah, let's have Alec Thomas at center. Goodman can catch. McMahon at third, and Ryan Ritter at short. So we'll give Estrada the day off for the end of the season. How many strikeouts does Sean have on the year? 109. Not great. Alec Thomas grounds out to first. All right. It's all you, Ryan. And line out to left. It looked promising for but a moment, but then it was not. So far, pretty clean games from the pitching staffs. Bouchard swung about 2 seconds too late on that pitch. Pre-2025 Javi Baez energy right there. All right, nothing for us through 4. Same with the Giants. Ooh, we have life. Owen Miller, be the hero. Who's not the hero. Grounds into a fielder's choice. All right. I'm gonna have, who do I want? Lucas warm up in case Sean can't get through the 5th. But he does. Never to doubt. I'll pull him here. Give Lucas in, and Lucas already gives up a double, but no runs. Never to doubt. We'll bring in John Means for hopefully the 7th and the 8th if we're lucky. I have a feeling I'm not going to be that lucky. Tom Murphy grounds out there. All right. Don't ruin the shutout we got going, John. Well, he's going to walk Patrick Bailey. I'm going to need someone for the 8th. Let's get Will Klein going. And fly out to center. All right. This is literally just sudden death. First team to 1 run will win the game. I'll have Ritter hit against Jason Adam. And he strikes out. Nothing really there. Zach Veen with 2 of our 5 hits. He goes down swinging. I'm going to pinch hit Estrada here for Owen Miller. And Estrada K's. All right. Not the best performance there. All right. Will Klein is coming in for the 8th. Works it clean. And now I'm going to get Molina ready in case we can get something going here. Let's have Tovar pinch hit for Chris Bryant. 2-0 count. And Tovar gets it up the middle. All right, we got our runner. Now we need to bring him around. Taglia's up. He hits it into the outfield. Tovar gets to third. Okay, a sac fly to the outfield, and we'll take the lead. Sean Bouchard. Well, they got Taglia, and they struck out Bouchard. Yep, Alec Thomas to face Ryan Walker. Struck him out. Well, we went from runners on first and third with no outs to Toggle getting picked off at first, and then Bouchard and Alec Thomas striking out. Unbelievable. Molina for the 9th. Pitches it clean. 17 pitches, though. Let's get Halverson ready for the 10th. All right, Ryan McMahon swings on the 3-1 pitch and infield pop-up. Cool. Goodman also infield pop-up. Imagine with the automatic runner scoring 0 runs. Yep, that's us. All right. Halverson, buddy, very simple. I'm going to hit the half-inning button. Good luck. Nah. Lose it 1-0. A shame. Yeah, I mean that's harsh on Halverson. Like he got 2 outs, but he still gave up the unearned run. How disappointing. Owen Miller, Bouchard, Alec Thomas all left 3 runners on base. That's that's one of the most disappointing losses we've had all season, if I'm being honest. But on to game 3. So I think listen, Chris Bryant's just gonna keep playing until he's gonna play because also I want him to get over 500 plate appearances. So Chris Bryant. So I think lead off. Let's go Brenton Doyle to lead off in center. Estrada second. Chris Bryant to DH. Let's have Owen Miller take first base duties, but I want him hitting down like 7th. Let's see. Goodman. You know what? Yeah, let's try having Hunter Goodman hit 4th. See what we can get there. McMahon can hit 5th. Alec Thomas in left. Owen Miller obviously in first. Jordan Beck over Bouchard in right. And then Tovar at short. All right. That is our final lineup in the regular season finale. Let's see how Bobby Miller does. We're just going to keep hitting until runners in scoring position until we get some. Hey, Ezekiel Tovar gets us there. Ryan McMahon, he does not. He strikes out. But all right, well, we got 2 runs. Bobby Miller so far pitching really well. Chris Bryant strikes out. 50 pitches through 4. 67 through 5. Yeah, I think we're going to get. Who do I want? Let's have Norwood warm up. All right, Bobby, I believe in you. Get Matt Chapman. Let's go. Get him. Burn him. Get there, dog. Get there, dog. Yeah. 6 shutout innings for Bobby Miller in the season finale. That'll do. Jordan Beck gets the little blooper. That'll do. I hate that they have Patrick Bailey starting all 3 of these games, or else I'd be running wild. Oh, no. Willie Adames drops the pop-up, which is rough. I'm going to have Zach Veen pinch hit for Doyle here. Get the lefty in against their lefty. And nothing there. Veen flies out to center. And Estrada hits into the double play. Well, that just was terrible. So Alec Thomas then slides over to center. Zach Veen takes left field. James Norwood is going to come in for the 7th. And there's already a runner at second. You got this. Strike out wisely. Get him. Burn him. Bang. Okay. Norwood pitches a nice little 7th. Let's bring on Halverson for the 8th. Molina for the save. Yeah, I think that's where we're at. Chris Bryant lines out to center. Nothing there from Goodman either. I am going to have Toglia pinch hit for McMahon. Nothing doing. He struck out also. All right. So then Owen Miller is going to slide to third. Taglia goes to first. And then Halverson comes in for the eighth. It's clean. Let us get Anthony Molina warming up for the save. But again, some insurance runs would not go amiss. Alec Thomas strikes out, so maybe they will go amiss. No dash from Owen Miller also. All right, Jordan Beck. Nothing. Okay. Here comes Anthony Molina for the save in the season finale. See what we got, buddy. Matt Chapman, the first batter to face. Gets him striking out swinging. Matt Yastrzemski gets him striking out swinging. Bryce Eldridge pops up to first, and Taglia brings it in. We win the regular season finale 2-0 against the Giants. Bobby Miller gets the win, holds for Norwood and Halverson, and Molina gets his 20th save. Tovar got a couple hits in the homer, so did Beck and Chris Bryant. Pretty good. All right, let me save. Just so that is all in the books. All right, let's finish the day. And that will be that. So we finished the year at 65-97. I think worse than we had anticipated. Only a 40% winning percentage. Not great. We finish with the 8th. This is in league. 8th best in runs scored, 14th average, 15th dead last on base percentage, 8 OPS, but 15 batting WAR. And then 5th in home runs, 8 stolen bases, runs against 13th, starter ERA 11, bullpen ERA the worst in the National League, 15. FIP 13, WAR of 9, strikeouts also 15. Defensively, though, we're rock solid. 3rd in efficiency zone rating and errors. So, overall, I think a disappointing season. There's no way around it. But, that is what it is. What I will do now is I will essentially sim through the playoffs up until arbitration begins. And then I'll do kind of like a season wrap up, talk about the players, sort of the plan for next season, and sort of where we go from there. Because I think while this season, let's be frank, wasn't that great of a time, I think we have some pretty good opportunities to grow, but priority number 1 is sorting out this pitching staff, because we're going to have 2, maybe 3 rotation spots open next year, maybe 4 different bullpen options. So we're going to be rolling the dice for a bit, but I thank you all for watching these 7 episodes as we got through the first season with the Rockies. It was a bit of a bumpy ride, without question, but had some exciting moments, some pretty good things. So I'll recap that. We'll get into the off season next stream, but I thank you all for watching. See you next time.